What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another review. And this time it's the Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. It's a series that came out on Netflix and I was really excited about this one. I did the reaction to it and I was actually really hoping that this series, because it's the first time that they're doing a series, usually it's the animated movies that they do, it'll be able to explore something more, something fresh, something that expands the Resident Evil universe. There are the games, and then there's the movies, the animated movies, not the live action movies, the animated movies that are connected to the games, and they always add something, at least even if it's minor, especially the movies, but they do end up adding at least another character or some emotional arc or a good scare here and there or a new boss, something that's interesting, something that adds to the lore. And I was really expecting this to actually take that forward, because this is not a movie. This is the first time they're doing a series, so I wanted them to expand using these episodes to actually expand on the story. And this was bad. This is one of the worst shows I have ever seen in my life. And the main reason is the story itself. Do not go into this thinking that this is actually a series. It is not. It is a blatant lie. Yes, there are 4 episodes. They're about 30 minutes each. But I kid you not, it's actually a movie that's cut into 4 parts. You can tell. You can literally tell that this is a movie, and they just wanted to not release it as a movie anymore, and they probably wanted to try it as a series and see how it goes, and they did that. The next worst thing is, this is the worst of the stories they've ever come up with. You can, heck, Resident Evil 6, which is considered the lowest of the lowest in the Resident Evil games, had a better story than this. There is, in a way, no story, because the story itself is actually a copy of a lot of the elements that they've already tried in their animated movies. You can see Vendetta, you can see copy of Degeneration, you can copy of Damnation, I think was the third one, if I remember correctly. So there are elements. It's the same thing you have seen before, but the problem also is that, okay, let's say it's something that we've seen before in their movies or in a game, it's not interesting at all. The bad guy reveal, it falls flat. The final boss fight, if you want to call it that, is actually the weakest boss fight I've ever seen in any form of Resident Evil property, game or the movies. Let's look at Vendetta. There is this really good sequence at towards the end between Chris and Leon. Let's look at Degeneration. You have Claire and Leon, the whole airport sequence, amazing. Even the end fight was amazing, and then there was an emotional arc to it. I don't want to spoil it with the brother thing. Okay, all of them added something. Even Damnation, again, if I remember that correctly, the name, I might be missing something on there, but with the Mr. X variation, I think it's like the Russian palace or so, the embassy or so, the whole with the tank and all, it was thrilling. It was thrilling because you couldn't kill this creature. This is so bad. The creature, yeah, it looks cool. The animation looks nice, but that's about it. That's the only thing I think positive out of this series. The whole why this bad guy is doing, the whole speech that he gives, it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. And then they're also using the plot line with something happens in the White House. How did the zombies get in? Which they've tried in, like, it was in Resident Evil 6. But again, in that sequence, they tried it and did it much better in the whole Leon segment of the game. Much better. Here, falls flat. And also the biggest thing I think out of the bad guys, which are the worst they've done, the boss fight, which is the worst they've done, the characterizations for everything, which is the worst they've done, you do see the end coming a long way. So that's not interesting. But the biggest crap they've done and they pulled in this one was able to get Claire's character completely just nullified. This is the worst characterization I've seen for Claire in any form, games or the animated movies. Remember Degeneration. I know I've said it before. That movie, if you've seen it, you know she can do stuff. If you know the game, she knows how to go around. She knows her stuff. She's a survivor. They know Leon and Claire. If you know the story from Resident Evil 2, they know. They have experienced it and they've grown and they really know situations, especially that airport. If you remember her going out with the umbrella, really just taking up that task to go out and do something. Here she is literally in the backseat. The only reason I think they've actually added her as a character in this is that, because of the name, because of her character name, and because how fans love that character. Other than that, there's nothing. Her character literally does nothing. You take her out and it would not really affect the story. Maybe there is a minor thing here and there that she's able to do, but you can literally add that in the other aspect of the story, the path that Leon is following. So Leon goes in her own thing, Claire does his own thing. So it's like, it doesn't even, it's not an adventure where they're both together. It would have been different. So the story that they give her and the things they give her to do, it's nothing. So the whole 4 episodes, I was really thinking, okay, it's gonna pick up at some point, and nothing. Towards the end, the whole aspect of why everything is happening, you've seen it before in the movies, you've seen it before in the games. It's not interesting in any of the stories we've seen before. The action is there, like in some of it. Some action is there, I guess. Some there's no action. Scare, not a single scare. There's not one moment in the whole 4 episode that you will actually get scared of anything. So this series does the amazing job of boring you to hell. And for that reason, I give this one, and it's the first one for me, an amazing score of 0 out of 10. This is the worst of all the Resident Evil properties. Again, minus the live action movies because they're crap. But this one, I do not understand what they were thinking going into this and what they were planning. I do not understand. Even if it was a movie and it was a 2-hour movie that we're watching, I don't get why this story would matter in any way and who wrote it. It does not add in any way to the characters. It does not add anything in a way of story or the lore. Heck, even the latest Resident Evil 8, light on story, light on a bit of the character that we were playing as, but at least it added some to the lore. It added, where the wires might have came from. So it added a lot of those elements. This does not do anything. So if you really want to watch it because you're a Resident Evil fan, go ahead and try. But I do think it actually will hurt Resident Evil in your eyes. You probably will have more love for this series without watching it. If you watch it, it actually hurts your love for the Resident Evil property. So that's my take on it. Have you watched it? Leave a comment below. Let me know. And other than that, I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you like this review or these kind of reviews, there are a whole lot others on the channel. Please go have a watch. And yeah, other than that, take it easy. Take care, and I will catch you all soon. Until then, ta-ta. Take care.